It's time for another review. This time, it's for A Quiet Place, the sequel. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Caleb, otherwise known as the Critic Kebab, and the second A Quiet Place, written and directed by John Krasinski, has finally released. After numerous delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the studio finally committed to get this thing out to the public exclusively in theaters. This is a movie that is well worth watching in a cinema, and I'm so glad they committed to the theatrical window. This movie takes place immediately after the original and continues to follow this struggling family in this collapsing, silent world where monsters hunt you every time you make a sound. To begin with, I want to get out of the way my only slight disappointment in the movie. My two criticisms would be that, first, the sequel does not have as much emotional scope as the original. And what I mean by that is that it is not as emotional, and there was no specific moment where I was distraught. My second criticism is the limited main story. Now, I have mixed feelings on this, because this story is very simple, as there is a clear objective, and that is what the film focuses on for the majority of its runtime. I believe for a horror thriller film, it is probably best to keep things as simple and effective as possible. And I agree, John Krasinski has definitely done that. But me personally, I was hoping for a bit more meat on the bone with the main story and what the characters discover. The first film was an instant classic and demonstrated all the best qualities a horror film has to offer. And Krasinski, at the director's helm again, has recaptured that magic. Talking about the positives now, you'll hear me and everyone say this movie was suspenseful all throughout. This is a masterclass in tension. The film has an hour and a half runtime, and within that, there are numerous sequences that are brilliantly structured and conceived in a way that maximize tension and thrills. Because silence is crucial, it makes any possibility of sound so nerve-wracking. And this concept is genius for a horror film. As seen in the trailers, the film opens with the chaos that is day one of the alien invasion. The opening sequence was superb. It was loud, it was chaotic, it was tension-filled, and who knew a phone ringing would be so terrifying. This film isn't just great scares either. It is also beautiful to look at. There is tons of great imagery and uses of lighting to create a scary atmosphere. But what stands out to me the most is that Krasinski utilizes his spectacle all through the perspective of his characters. Everything is witnessed through the characters' eyes, consequently making the film way more visceral. Yes, you see the CGI monsters, but it is always through the lens of what the character is thinking, feeling, and experiencing in that key, quiet moment. The movie opens strong and finishes with a badass ending. Everything in between is a chaotic, suspense-driven, tension-filled, quiet experience. But when it gets loud, it gets loud. And damn, was it entertaining. This was a really fun watch, and yet another solid horror installment for John Krasinski. I would say A Quiet Place Part 2 is good. Almost great. Not as great as the original, but damn near close. Definitely recommended. The entire cast was phenomenal, and if a third film is made to complete a trilogy, I look forward to seeing where the story goes next, and if the world building continues, or whether it will remain intimate with these great characters that have already been established. Go check this film out if you haven't already. I guarantee you won't be disappointed, especially if you're a horror fan. Those are my thoughts on A Quiet Place Part 2. Thanks so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video.